Shemai everyone, it's JonnyVR here back with review number 2 of the night as it's The Devil's Chord, episode 2 of the season 1 now of Doctor Who. So as always, if you've stayed up well past midnight to watch both episodes, congratulations, we made it. And if you are watching on Disney Plus worldwide, let me know what you think of the episode as well. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts. We'll read them, I will respond to them. As always, I'll give a spoiler-free review in the beginning, like spoiler-free review at the start of this episode. If you haven't watched it already, like if you didn't watch it at midnight, watch the spoiler-free review, then join me for my spoiler-filled discussion and overall score at the end. Leave your comments, I would love to read them. So buckle in, have another jelly baby, and yeah, let's go on. Spoiler-free part of the Devil's Chord. Okay, so Devil's Chord, I thought this one was really cool. I really did enjoy this episode. There was so much in this episode. It was more better paced than Space Babies for sure, because like you kind of get away from the information and you kind of like have your first kind of standalone story, beginning and end. You want to go to 1963 to meet the Beatles or see the Beatles recording, and then chaos unfolds. So I did think it was I did enjoy the set, and I thought it was really cool to see the outfits change, like the Doctor having a different outfit for this, and we knew this from like filming photos and stuff, but there will be more outfits. I'm very excited to see more of that. And just to see like the fun of like going to a new place, a new time, I do like seeing that in Doctor Who, and I do like seeing like them spending time, just like going around and things like that, having fun. So the villain, again, I really enjoyed watching. I thought it was really cool, and I thought like, since if you've watched the 60th anniversary specials, let's tie into that. And then yeah, super cool. I did enjoy and I did enjoy the various ways of battling that there might be. If if you've seen the episode, you know what I mean. But it was very cool. Of course, this episode is very music orientated, so it plays in quite well. It's just fun. There's a lot in this episode that's like lots of good music, lots of fun, like choreograph and stuff like that. I did think that the guest stars in this episode were actually in it way less than I thought they were going to be. The focus is not really on them in the end. The focus is on the Doctor, the villain, and the change, stopping the end of the world, as it usually is in the show. But I did think that there was a lot of advertisement about like the Doctor going to meet the Beatles, but they weren't actually in it that much, to be honest, from my opinion. But still, that's very cool. I did enjoy the episode, and I think the villain was really good. I think Maestro, as the villain is called, can come back. I think definitely. Again, there's a lot of setup. Well, there's some setup for the finale and for things that have been mentioned already in other episodes. And if you have a sharp eye, you might catch a few cameos or other characters that I'll go into detail more in the spoiler section. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this one. I think if Space Babies was like an opener where you have like the info dump, The Devil's Chord is like the first like true adventure beginning to end, the first where do you want to go, story. And I do like this in Doctor Who, when it's like the companion choosing and the Doctor's like, yeah, let's go. So I did enjoy that. So I will probably go into spoiler territory now. So as always, if you haven't watched the episode, go watch it, then join me for a spoiler-filled discussion and check back with my score at the end. So Devil's Chord starts off with Ruby suggesting they want to go to see the Beatles record their album, which again is really cool. The enthusiasm from the Doctor in this scene is so good, especially as they like go to like get proper dressed, to go out into the 60s, and then they step out onto the crossing, and then you have like the old cars in the background. It's just like, and all the cast are in like costumes that are accurate. It's really cool to see that. Like they literally have stepped back in time, and then they have some of the most weird songs ever. I really hope these make it onto like the official season 1 soundtrack, because then they go like excitedly to see the Beatles record, and the Beatles have an actually composed song, which I assume is from Murray Gold, which is about how they have dogs, and it's just that on repeat, like they have dogs, we have dogs, like you don't have a dog, our dog is not your dog, if you want a dog, get your own dog, all to music. I was like, this is really funny, and this is again the idea of the story is that music is being taken away, because one of the composers has unleashed Maestro by a specific chord, and I thought this was really interesting. So music is all gone, and then like everyone's like sad and depressed, and like there's no music in the world and what that would look like. And then they try to figure out what, of course, is causing this. And then you have a lot of conversation between the Doctor and Ruby on the roof about them being in 1963, which I thought is really good that they didn't step over this, because it's like a super obvious plot point. For those of you who don't know, like the Doctor Who show actually started with its very first episode in 1963 with the first Doctor and his granddaughter in that, and so this actually gets mentioned that he's like, because they're in London, he's like, oh, I'm over there right now, in 1963. I thought this was really interesting. I definitely think this is going to play into the finale, where we kind of find out who Ruby is and who Ruby's mother is. So it will be like, I just think it was interesting. I like how they have time in this episode to just take a step back and just like the talking, like the discussion between the Doctor and the companion, and then of course Ruby is super surprised that the Doctor has a granddaughter, and had children that of course even we don't know about, a lot of the Doctor's family. So you have then Maestro, when Ruby starts playing the piano, like the only one who can play music at this time, and Maestro that comes out of the piano, and it's like like super cool, like villain. And then I thought it was a really nice touch, right, that when she when Maestro comes out of the piano, it's the giggle, like you can hear the laugh, which is like which the Doctor recognizes as the giggle, the toy maker's giggle, which again tells the Doctor that like Maestro is something to do with the toy maker, which again was hinted at in the 60th anniversary specials. So I thought this was really interesting, that Maestro is kind of like a child of the toy maker, and if the toy maker is the living game, then Maestro is like the living music. So again, super cool, good, interesting character then that can maybe be reused again. Maestro is throughout the episode sort of takes the starring role, if you want, and the Beatles kind of come to the back of the episode, but Maestro is like taunting the Doctor almost, and the Doctor is almost scared to deal with another toy maker like being, which again is good to see, because the effect that the 60th anniversary specials had on the Doctor. And then there's like Maestro, well, they go back to the present day and see that the world is like ash and dust and stuff, and this is what Maestro wants, these I can't remember what they called in the episode, but like the sound of music without humans, like that's like the apocalypse, like nuclear nuclear silence or something like that. I thought this was really cool, and again, another example of in this series where they're showing that like the past can change the future. Like again, this is again a concept that has been in the show before, but again now it's like putting it out there to make it absolutely clear to all the viewers that like if there's something going on in 1963, it means that the present day is not going to be the present day anymore. So I thought it was really cool to see like the apocalypse like landscape of London. But then of course like it's explained who Maestro is, and then there's like another chord that can banish Maestro. So basically then when they get back to the 1963, Maestro wants Ruby, and like it's really cool when Ruby's like tied up in musical scores. Again, it's really cool how they use musical scores to like battle it out and like popping up everywhere. I think it's really cool. And then you have like Maestro kind of not wanting to deal with Ruby, like a hidden song. I did think it was very cool that she was like, there's a hidden song in Ruby, and Maestro was like, I am not bothered anymore. And then the Carol of the Bells start playing, the Christmas song, and I felt it's so strange, like it's like Christmas again, you know, in May here in the Carol of the Bells, and that was the song that was playing when Ruby was found, as you will have seen in Ruby Road, in the Church of Ruby Road. And then comes more of a battle. There's like Maestro versus the Doctor playing the violin versus the Doctor on the piano, music battle as it was said, and then you have the Doctor trying to find the correct chord to banish Maestro, and then he gets the wrong note. They get trapped in musical instruments, which I think was again really cool, before the Beatles find the piano and complete the chord that then sort of banishes Maestro, and all is well. So again, it's kind of it was a lot of cool battling. Maestro was kind of dealt with a bit easy in the end, like because they made it sound like the lost chord was like super lost and like you know, difficult to find, like you'll never find the lost chord, and then it kind of like was like, well, first try, you've got the chord. But then in the end, after Maestro is banished, there is definitely room for Maestro to come back, because the Harbinger at the beginning appears again. So definitely Maestro can come back at any point in the future, which would be very cool. I hope it happens. And then you have a really fun ending sequence where you have a big choreography number. See, there's always a twist at the end, and yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed watching it, you know. And then the ends with them going back to the TARDIS and playing keyboard on the zebra crossing. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I thought it was really fun. I think again, it's almost like with Twice, it's like both the Toymaker and Maestro, they kind of were dealt with quite easily in the end with the game of catch and the chord, the lost chord being found sort of in an instant. But I thought the interesting thing is the setup for, again, future episodes. The One Who Waits is mentioned again, and Maestro calls him, I think, what is it, the Ancient One or something like that. So again, adds a little bit more about, like, you know, who this character may be. Again, I have my theories on that. We can discuss all in the comments. I want to know all your thoughts. So yeah, there's plenty of story yet to come, I think. So yeah, how am I going to put this? So this episode overall, I really enjoyed. I thought it was a solid beginning to end story. I really love the enthusiasm of the time travel, like going back to a specific point and like just loving being there. Maestro as a villain was really cool. Love how it ties into the toy maker, and if Russell T Davies believed, there will be more characters like Maestro and more of the pantheon, as the Doctor calls it. I thought that the guest cast was kind of like pushed to the back so that it can focus on Maestro and the Doctor and Ruby. There was some awesome sort of choreography, both with battling and such. The music was used very well in this episode. There was some good comedy, like with music, and I think the only thing is, I think that maybe Maestro was, or maybe the lost chord was found too easily, in the end. I mean, I know it's the one that the Doctor was being told about when he was talking with Paul McCartney. But yeah, I think it was. I think if it was that obvious, maybe it wasn't the lost chord, or it shouldn't be like the right chord or something like that. But yeah, anyway, I think overall, solid episode. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the fun aspect of it, and I think overall I'm going to give this episode an 8. I did enjoy it very much. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Stephen Moffat back. He's written many great Doctor Who episodes in the past, so I'm excited to see what he comes up with for the new era. So as always, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I will be here next week to give my review of that episode. As always, join me, leave comments down below. I'd love to have discussions, and follow me on social media as well, JonnyVR on X, or formerly Twitter, we can discuss more in the comment section. Would love to hear your thoughts. If you're watching on Disney Plus worldwide, again, welcome to Doctor Who, welcome to the Whoniverse, and let me know what you think of the first few episodes that you've watched. So yeah, with all that said and done, I am going to go to sleep. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!